Now we're going.
And we are back. Intoxxikated Television, special guest in the motherfucking building.
Air horns. Rellik.
Who is you?
Rellik 444. In the house.
Four.
In the building.
4 fours. 3 fours. What?
3 fours.
3 fours.
4.
Yeah. And we back.
We back.
First
time on this podcast?
Yeah,
on
man.
our podcast.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited, man. And welcome to Intoxxikated Television.
Yes,
we have so much to talk about, man. Like,
that's true. I know. I got so much to catch up on and shit.
Holy fuck.
I got a Red Bull. We're getting settled in.
Boo,
We're getting going.
So I think I want to start this one off basically breaking down your musical history. We're not talking about battle rap. We're not talking about the shows. Just what are your earliest memories of like
music,
where
I started rapping,
like
making music?
Yeah, music period. Like what are your earliest memories of like
No, I got you. So as far as like me getting into making music, I don't want to go too far back because we would be here for forever, but I've always been a metalhead for almost all my life. So I've always loved the metal shit, but really I started making my own music serious with rap and hip hop and shit. Fuck. Let's just do this without being too long of a story. I guess the main Kickstarter was like when I was around 16. Yeah, 16. Worldwide Choppers by Tech 9. I probably owe not my like rap career, but the start of it to that song. Cause I don't know why, but when I was that age, I had just gotten a DUI for smoking weed, even though I wasn't high. Some bullshit. Some bullshit. It's all good. I was 16. It's all good now. But fucking, I was having to take the bus to school every single day. And it sucked. So I was having a lot of time just around strangers every single day. And I for some reason, like, I had to practice it a lot, but I could do the start, Tech 9's opening verse to Worldwide Choppers. I had listened to it so much I could do it. Just follow me all around the planet. I run the gamut on psychology. They can never manage. We do damage. You no apology. Pick 'em up the planet. Get a little minute because I gotta be frantic. I'm a jam it because I'm another D gobble to check up like I'm grumming at mama knockers. I got pop you pop because pop just walk a fuck even the top of hip hop and watch them make 'em rock with a so stop as chalk is popping off the, you know what I'm saying? And so I love that. And basically that was, I would say, where it started. Like from the earliest on was I just love that song and I was doing it for like my family, my mom, my little sister, just anybody around, and they'd always be like, oh my God. And that's all I was really doing it for. I would sit there and I'd practice it over and over. I'd break it down on the lines. Like I remember I would sit there, when I practiced it, I was like, follow me all around the planet. And if I couldn't get that right, I'd do it again. I'd be like, follow me all around the planet, follow me all around the planet, follow me all around the planet, I run the gamut, follow me and I just kept doing it until I could do the whole song. And so where I'm going with that is every single day I was doing that on the bus ride to school, just showing every single person I could. Anybody, I'm like, hey, you want to see me do Worldwide Choppers? You want to see me do Worldwide? Hey, I can rap real fast. You want to see it? And I did it so much and so often, I'll never forget. I have a couple uncles actually named David, but my Uncle David, who was living with us at the time, he was a big old head hip hop fan. You know, he was always like trying to push me to listen to some more old school shit, which I liked. He definitely introduced me like to a lot of like the Tupac I still listen to or stuff like that. But I showed it to him for like the millionth time. And he was like, bro, I love it. It's dope, but you can't just keep rapping that song.
Right.
And yeah, so I'll never forget. He told me, he's like, why don't you try to write your own rap?
All right.
And that's sort of where it all started, honestly. That was just Worldwide Choppers doing it for everybody, trying to show people I could rap fast, and then everyone got sick of it, and they said, bro, why don't you just write your own shit instead of just doing this over and over? So I did, and I'll never forget the first verse I ever wrote. It was cringy, corny, Eminem as fuck. All right? It was bad. It was bad. Right. But it was to an Eminem beat, and it literally sounded, I just looked up like type beats, and we were finding it. I remember me and my uncle, we were in the backyard just smoking and rapping. And he found that beat. I started rapping to it. Yeah, my first verse I ever wrote was hand me the red pen and I'll be ready to begin, like I'm Eminem's kin, snorting Ritalin in a bin. Cinnamon and spices never look so nice as when I cook with ice and feed them to crooks and dykes. Your puny hooks and knives could never book the flights that I know. Like, oh no, he just nose dove right into the goalpost and got his clothes soaked in blood. Yet I remain as white as a dove. Something. Fuck, I forgot it, but it's terrible. I don't like. I just sound like a Webby Eminem fucking hybrid. I mean, maybe still do, but yeah. So but I'll never forget that was the first verse I ever wrote. I just said, "Hand me the red pen and I'll be ready to begin." And then from there, it just, I don't know.
Okay, so let's back up.
Yeah.
What are your earliest memories of music that you kind of thought that? I mean, you already said
with me.
Yeah, no, but you said like the Tech Nine was the one that like you were like, I need to learn this and shit. But
Definitely.
like, let's go back to Little J mode, like Little Baby J.
So I feel like I always wanted to make music even before then, but it wasn't rap. Rap really gave me, here's this thing that I'm good at in making music that I can give to people. I feel like I've always known I wanted to entertain. Even my mom said she, like, when I was like a little baby, all I ever wanted to do was be in front of people and making people like, oh, and like I would come out. I didn't even know how to play the piano, but I had a little little fucking piano, and I'd be like, hey everybody, it's cringy as fuck, but you guys want to see a concert? Like I was like 5 being like, you guys want to see a concert?
Yeah.
So I think that's
I made my brothers and sisters do that shit with me.
Fuck yeah, that's, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like the entertainer was always there. Like Little J though, like my dad, he played guitar a shit ton. He was always in and out of my life. He never like lived with us, but we were on good terms. So he would like come visit. You know, I'd see my dad when I visit, and he played guitar. He was really good. And so I'd sit there and I'd sing System of a Down songs while he'd play the riffs for them. And that was kind of how we passed the time a lot when I was like 11, 12-year-old Jay.
Right on.
11, 12-year-old little Jay, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get to the beginning of like what planted the seeds. Like what are your earliest memories of like of music in your life, you know what I'm saying?
Shit, okay, I actually got you because like for some reason music's super impactful to me, so I remember a shit ton of it. But I mean, I could go deep with this dirty, but
go for
that's
why the fuck we're here, bro. Fucking Intoxxikated television.
I got you. Y'all gonna hear the story from
the fucking exclusive,
dude,
fucking,
you know what I'm saying?
exclusive, man. What you ain't that? Where else you gonna hear this shit?
So my first concert was Skrillex. That was the first time I ever, and I hate to say it, as much as I love metal, as much as I love hip rap, the first like artist I ever listened to probably was Skrillex, and I was like 8 or 9, but it was the first band where it wasn't just like, oh, I heard a song on the radio, I thought it was cool. I actually went and I looked up that dude. I was looking up Skrillex. I liked it. It was my little 90, yeah. And then first concert was that, and then it was like,
was that at the Arena Event Center?
Yeah. The charity show for the whale, when they built the whale.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And that was my very first concert, like, ever.
That's crazy. I was living at the Morris at that time, and I don't know if like the building like had like free tickets or something, but I didn't go. I think my girl went, but I didn't go, and like I was like I don't give a fuck about this shit. No, at the time, like now I don't know. I probably still wouldn't go.
Well, you like burn shit. It was pretty dope because there was like a shit ton of burn floats like everywhere.
Yeah, I bet.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, it was probably fucking lit. I don't know. I was probably working 20-hour days, and I was like, I'm not gonna fucking walk 4 blocks down the street because I'm a lazy piece of shit.
Not for real. Like I
remember that show though. That's why I was asking you. So that was your first show, and you were like, how old?
I want to say like 10 or 11. Because I've been listening to Skrillex for a few years.
All right, so let's go back more.
That's about as far back as I could go. That was the first time I ever remember. Before that, it was actually, well, I guess it was Epic Rap Battles of History. I remember my first bands and first musics way better than I do remember anything in my life. So this is weirdly detailed. I'm not making any of this up. I was listening to Epic.
Believe you.
I was a little kid listening to Epic Rap Battles of History.
I know you. I can tell when you're lying.
I feel you. So do you know Epic Rap Battles of History?
The what?
Epic Rap Battles of History.
Oh God,
it's super good. No, I was like 8 or 9. No, yeah, I listened to that shit. I was hella into it and I loved like all the stupid little raps and shit, like the Jack Sparrow rap. I could still do that whole fucking thing. I swear to God. And then I saw one called Skrillex versus Mozart. There was this little part in it where there was these dubstep wubs like wow 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 wow, and I was like, I fucking love that. Like I felt a feeling inside of me that I get now. It's the almost like the stank face. Like when you're listening to a song and you're like, ooh, okay, like ooh, you know, and like it was like my first time feeling that. I swear, I remember just there was something with just the bass and the dubsteppy sounds in the epic rap battles of history. It was really stupid, but I went and I looked up Skrillex. I was in a huge EDM phase for like middle school basically. And then it was Seven Nation Army. That was when I started listening to rock and roll. It was Seven Nation Army and Psychosocial by Slipknot. I still remember the day I heard Psychosocial for the first time.
I think I have the single on a record.
I was waiting in line at Six Flags. We were waiting in line, super long ass line. It was pouring rain, and I was occupying myself by listening to shit on YouTube. And I heard Psychosocial for the first time, standing in the fucking rain out there. First time listening to metal. I was addicted. I played that song like 30 times, just standing in line right there, over and over, just y'all know the song. And fucking and really I think from there is where my love, like, not just I was just a fan, like Slipknot was where my love for music started, where I was that nerdy teenager in high school. I could tell you everything about Slipknot. I'm like, I know every single band member. I know where they're from. I know all the facts. I know how it was formed, when, where. I was a nerd about it, and that's all I cared about. I still have my iPod from when I was 16, and it only has 5 albums in it.
Is this before or after the worldwide, like,
Choppers?
Yeah.
Before.
Okay, now let's go back further.
Do
you remember music from when, like, you were a kid and shit? Because you said that
Epic Rap Battles is about as far back as I can.
You said that that you know, your mom told you that you're always trying to be like this performer kid, and you've always had that urge. Like, do you remember songs from like your childhood, like when you were like little, like
little?
Yeah, like what, like. Do you remember music around the house or something? Something that made you like...
To this day, I still can throw on some Shakira. I fucks with Shakira. She's hot as fuck, too. Me and my best friend, Dom, we had an argument over who gets Shakira if ever given the opportunity. Yeah. We came to terms. One gets Billie Eilish, the other gets Shakira. But either way, but because my mom would listen to that shit.
Hips don't lie.
Yeah, exactly. She like, or Gwen Stefani or shit like that. Like, it's not in my Spotify, but if it comes on, I'm low key. I'm kind of going to it because my she was a single mom and raised me, so we heard a lot of that. But she also listened to a shit ton of Linkin. I do remember Linkin Park, and there was this one song when I was a kid my dad listened to all the fucking time. I don't know who the band is, but he's like, how could you be so cold? Something like that. He's like, how could you be so cold? And he's like real gritty with it. Like,
I was being a dick more than I am these days, and I like fucking didn't listen to shit like that.
Really?
Like Creed and Godsmack can, like, that's the worst. Like, to this day, I'm just like I like cringe up.
Did you listen to Godsmack and Creed?
No, absolutely. Or Three Doors Down and shit like that. I am not a fan. That was like butt rock to me and shit. And,
that's dad rock.
And I grew up in
dad rock.
And I grew up in the 80s, and I listened to hair bands and shit, and I didn't like those guys. Like, fucking, so that's got to say something. That was like, I don't know. I couldn't never get into that shit.
I was a real late bloomer though with metal, like, or with everything that I.
Cheers. One.